Conference. My name is Michael DeAngelis. I'm the Senior Associate Director for Communications and Technology here at Career Services, and I want to welcome everyone to this great event. It's my real pleasure to be here, and I want to welcome also my colleague, Dr. Joseph Barber, who's the Senior Associate Director for Graduate Career Initiatives. Joseph, what can folks expect from today?
Well, fewer Zoom issues because I'm going to sort that out ahead of time next time. But thank you for being here. We're very excited. This is the third time that we've done this Penn Career Conference. We've added the word champions in this time because we are moving towards making this part of our Career Champions initiative. Just as a reminder, these sessions are specific to your own professional and career development, but they intersect with the roles that we have here at Career Services in trying to support students at Penn, alumni at Penn, postdocs at Penn, and all of the above. So I hope across the day, if you are attending multiple sessions, that you will find something that you can walk away with and say, hey, this is something I can use for my professional development. And then at the same time say, hey, this is something that I can integrate into my role here at Penn that will engage me, my colleagues, the populations that I serve in different ways. So feel free to ask questions throughout all the sessions. Feel free to reach out to us after the sessions and anytime over the summer. We're excited to have you here today. Back to you, Michael.
Thank you. So the theme of today's conference is career champions. Well, let's start right off with what is a career champion. The idea of career champions has been around for a long time, but I would say in the last 5 years, it's really taken hold within the career service community. And it's simply the expression of something that has been happening for a long time, which is that students get their career information, not just from us and from Career Services, but from faculty, staff, their peers, alumni, employers. So the idea of career everywhere, a term that has been phrased by our partners at UConnect, who you're going to be hearing a lot from today, is a really big idea that Career Services here at Penn is trying to embrace in a big way. So to get us started, I'm actually going to play a short video with some familiar and unfamiliar faces in it, talking about what career everywhere means at their university. And then we're going to talk a little bit about some case studies that I've done at 3 other peer institutions. And then finally, what we have in store here at Penn. So I've been told the audio on this video is a little soft, so you may want to up your volume, and I'm going to share this with you now.
For me, the notion of career everywhere has a couple of really important key components. One is the way we think about serving all our learners. Our mission is focused on helping students where they're at and help them go wherever they want to go. So I think there are elements of what career everywhere means, right? All our learners, no matter where they want to go. I think the other aspect of it, though, career everywhere also means that the support, the information, the content, the guidance for our learners has to be available wherever and whenever they need it. So I think the philosophy that's driving many of us is trying to create an ecosystem, an institutional ecosystem, where students are going to get that support wherever they kind of touch on it. No Office of Career Services can do this by themselves. I mean, it just cannot be done. So the more partnerships, collaborations we have, the more we build that career everywhere mindset, the more successful we will be. And frankly, the more successful our learners are going to be.
So career everywhere is a relatively new idea for us at the University of Pennsylvania, but it's one that we're really invested in and have started to try and promote very heavily. And to us, it just is the statement that everyone at the university is invested in a student's career path. So whether that's a faculty member or a career services staff member or a non-career services staff member, someone that works in our cultural center, someone that works in the performing arts house, someone that works in the student union. Anybody can be and should be invested in a student outcome at a university. And so we already know that students go to other people to ask for career advice. They probably go to the director of the performing arts house to talk about moving to New York or LA, and what career possibilities are out there for me as a Penn student who wants to get into the arts. So I don't need to be territorial about that as a career services person. I should be partnering and have really good relationships, and we should have a shared language. And so that's what we're trying to move to at Penn. When we think of Career Everywhere, it's something that we have facilitated. We have done a little bit of training with a person so that they understand what UConnect is. They understand what Handshake is. They understand the resources that we offer that they can point students to while they're offering their own bespoke advice. I think the concept of Career Everywhere is critical because I think it's just stating something that has always been true, but once you put a name to something and it starts to feel real, then people can get more invested in it. I think that career services offices everywhere are overworked and understaffed. No matter what size your office is, the student ratio to advisors is insane. And the pressure for a university to have really great career outcomes is high. And so everyone on campus needs to be invested in that. And that is in no way us trying to take away from the academic experience or say that the only point of going to college is to come out and get a job. But in reality, it's a huge part of it, is that we're educating you so that you're going to get a really great job or get into a really great graduate school and continue your education. So everyone is already invested in this. And I think if we can share it in a thoughtful way with a shared set of tools and a shared language, then the students are going to be the winners.
So the concept of Career Everywhere means to me access at any given point in time for what you need when you need it. I think a big reason of why we went with UConnect is that for us at Arizona State University, our charter is we designate ourselves by whom we include, not by whom we exclude. So access is huge for us. So being able to partner with someone that sees that, understands that, and can move forward with us on that is essential, because we want to create a relevant and curated process for our students. And with UConnect, we can do that. And also be able to give our students what they need in their career, everywhere, anywhere.
All right. Well, I couldn't have said it better myself. I did. So as you can see, lots of schools are invested in the idea of a career champions program or this idea of Career Everywhere. And I've spent the last month or so speaking with some of our colleagues at peer institutions, specifically the University of Connecticut, Duke, and the University of Miami. All of these schools have well-established career champion or career influencer programs. The terminology varies, that have been around for at least 3 years, or in UConn's case, going on 6 years. University of Connecticut, really sort of a thought leader in this space, one of the first schools to formalize a program. And the thing that I learned is that there are many different ways that we can approach creating something like this here at Penn, different ways that all of you can be involved, and different levels of commitment. So I want to share what our peers are doing, and then we're going to talk a little bit, Joseph and I, about what our vision is here at Penn. And it's something we're going to be talking about throughout the day. I really encourage you to join us again at the end of the day for our conversation with David Kozak, who is the CEO and founder of UConnect. If you don't know, UConnect is the platform which runs the Career Services website. It has been a really invaluable tool for us in building community and to educate people about their careers and pre-professional plans. So we are excited to have David with us. He's going to talk about what his vision for Career Everywhere is and how all of you can get involved. So I'm going to share my screen again. We're going to bring up the University of Connecticut's website. Here we go. All right, so this is the University of Connecticut's Career Champion Program. As I said, they have been doing this for a long time. It was the first school that I ever heard talk about creating a program like this, and they've been a real inspiration. Now, they also have one of the largest career champion programs. When I spoke to them last month, they had just crossed 700 different career champions. That is an incredible number. Now, for them, career champions can really almost be anyone. It's faculty, it's staff, it's alumni, but it's also some of their employers. So what does that mean for the University of Connecticut? What does a career champion do? Well, they raise their hand and volunteer. It is that simple for them. You can just go to their website. You can click this Become a Career Champion, whether you're an employer, an alum, or a faculty and staff. Sign up, and you're given some basic tools. There's some resources here on the site about advising students, links to articles, some basic pre-recorded trainings, and then you are subscribed to their newsletter, which they send out on a quarterly basis with what's going on in the career world. What are the upcoming events? What are some trending topics in the broader career industry that people should know about? And what are some hot new resources on the UConn website? So for them, it is a great tool. They've got this hub here where you can submit a blog, where you can request a presentation from Career Services, or you can request to participate in a Career Services visit if you're an alum or an employer. And down here, they have some pre-recorded trainings that you can take advantage of anytime. This is definitely a low lift for them. Speaking with their director, I think that it's been very successful for them from a PR standpoint. It's a well-known program. There are career champion badges on office doors across UConn's campus, and it's something they're very proud of. So it is definitely low responsibility on part of the Career Center, and it's a fairly low responsibility on part of the career champions because really all they need to do is sign up, and then they just have access to tools. So it's a great way to drive people to their website, to the tools that they're using, to give them some asynchronous training on the things that they do, and build a really great program from there. They celebrate all of their career champions at the end of each semester, at the end of each school year, and they also name a career champion winner, sort of an award which is given out based on student recommendations. They put a call out to their students to say, you know, who has been the most influential person outside of the Career Center for you, and through that formal nomination process, they select a king or queen career champion each year. So on the flip side, as far as time given into the program, is University of Miami. University of Miami has been doing their program for 3 years. They have a very high level of commitment for their program. Each staff and faculty member, and at Miami, it is only faculty and staff invited to participate, has to participate in 3 90-minute trainings before they can be considered a career champion. And they have to do one of those trainings again every year. So it's definitely a more high touch program that they're running. These trainings are also all done in real time, either in a virtual Zoom setting like this or in person. Speaking with their director, they are thinking about moving that to a more asynchronous way of doing things, and probably reducing those trainings down to either one 60-minute training or perhaps 2 shorter 30-minute trainings. So they have found that the higher the commitment level, those 3 90-minute trainings throughout the year plus 1 additional one each year, they really saw a drop off in participation after the first training because everybody's busy. Faculty and staff, they are as busy as students, and we know that. As you can see, of course, they do get this very cute career champion cartoon sticker that they get put onto their door, and they also host a reception for their career champions at the end of every year as a thank you. Something else that University of Miami is doing is at the end of the school year, their director sends a formal letter to the supervisor of each career champion or department head if they're a faculty member to say that, Joseph participated in the career champion program. It's been a real use to our students. We just want to formally recognize them and thank them for their contribution to the university. So that has also been a very popular reason to join the Career Champions program, because you're getting some sort of formal recognition that might go towards university service, or maybe something that you can note in your end of the year review as a way that you help support students. So I think that is something that is really worth emulating for us. So again, very high touch, very intensive programming for the Career Champions. And then they also send out a newsletter. University of Miami currently sending out a weekly newsletter to their Career Champions. So again, they've really invested in a high touch situation. And then the final school that I spoke to was Duke, and I'm going to call Duke the happy medium here. I should add that University of Miami has about 92 career champions. So from 700 to 92, and here at Duke, they have about 150. So Duke and University of Miami only are open to faculty and staff. Again, UConn open to alumni employers as well. So at Duke, they offer a online training for their career champions. They call them career influencers. It is a asynchronous one-time thing, and they send out a quarterly newsletter as well. So one thing that I particularly like about the way Duke is featuring their career influencers right on the website here. So if I wanted to learn more about Alicia, I can click on her profile. They have this nice little idea here where every career influencer provided a quote. And then you can see here that they are also linked to specific communities on the website. This is something that we're hoping to take advantage of at Penn. So if I visit the business, finance, and consulting community on Duke's webpage, I should be able to find Alicia's right there as well. So this is, I think, a really great way that we can leverage the UConnect platform. Duke is also using UConnect here, and that is that we can feature influencers to your particular interest. So if you are someone who has a great interest or experience in finance and consulting, you could appear on Penn's finance and consulting communities. My background is in the arts, so I imagine that when we launch our program, I would be featured on our performing arts as well as maybe our entertainment and music communities, because I'm always happy to speak to students about that. Now, one of the questions that I asked all of our peer institution is, what sort of results are you seeing from these by having these folks linked to your communities? What is the ask on them? How much time are they having to give over? And what I have been told is it's not much. Just because their faces on the page, typically students are still going to the career advisors first for advice, but they are very grateful that they have these other folks on campus to touch base with. And most of the time, they'll connect with someone that they know. So if they already know Amy here, who's the managing director of experiential education, if I know her from a class or I know her from campus, I might go, oh, that's great. Amy is interested in consulting. Let me see if I can ask her a few questions. Or, oh, I know Professor Fullenkamp. I'm in his class. I would love to talk to him a little bit about what he sees as a viable career path here. So the thing that we never want this to be is a strain on anybody, right? This is not something where we're putting people's faces out there into the world and saying, go talk to them and don't bother the career services office. That's not how we see it all. We really see it as a partnership and a recognition that these are conversations that you're having already. So I'm going to ask Joseph to turn his camera back on. And Joseph, Joseph, I have to say, has been my co-conspirator from the beginning in trying to launch something like this here at Penn. So Joseph, what is your vision for what this might look like here at the University of Pennsylvania?
So other than integrating the Penn Squirrels into the initiative, which I'm really getting behind as I look through the chat and find out they have their own Instagram channel, I think the idea is just to make people feel, the word I like is empowered, right? So there's lots of students that or populations that you serve at Penn. We all have a role in supporting them and making Penn as an institution successful. And the success comes through how the students, how the postdocs, how alumni are engaging with the world around us. And so the Career Champions Initiative is a way to make people feel empowered as they are doing their own work, which is very different from the work that we may be doing at Career Services, so that when there is this potential interaction with someone, an employer, an alum, a postdoc, a student, in your own space doing your own thing, that it can be impactful in that moment in time to be able to say, hey, I know that the Career Center has this, or I've heard of this resource, or I know this thing is out there. That sort of small bit of information that comes not from one of our big emails that we send out to thousands of students that they dutifully ignore because there's lots of other emails, but that conversation where that student or alum or postdoc or whoever it is having a conversation with someone that they know or trust or have had experience with, excuse me, that is going to be much more impactful. That is going to be more meaningful. That's going to have more of an action-oriented sort of outcome. And that, I think, is success, because it's low work on behalf of the people who are, becoming champions, but that investment is so, that small investment has a big impact beyond that. So that's the vision, right? The vision is that we are all doing our own work, and that we are all celebrated for doing work that broadens the impact of Penn as a whole. And the Career Champions Initiative is sort of centered in that concept. Does that sort of make sense?
It makes total sense to me. And I really like that you latched onto the idea of celebrating this too. Last year, for the class of 2022, we started in our graduation survey that we sent to all graduating students. We included a question saying, who outside of the Career Services Center was your career champion? Who was a positive influence on your career search? And we received hundreds and hundreds of names of professors, of staff members. A lot of people said their peers. So we know that you are already career champions, and you're thought of as such by the students that you are working with. So we want to formalize that, give it official recognition, and maybe most importantly of all, put a really great sticker on your door that says I'm a career champion.
With a squirrel on it.
Well, I'll have to go back to the drawing board and redesign our logo, but yes, we'll put a squirrel on it, absolutely.
Unless you're terrified of squirrels. I realize that some people don't all buy into the Penn squirrel concept, so we may need options about that, but I'm willing to discuss that further.
So we're happy to take any questions you have. Please use the Q&A area if you do have any questions. Otherwise, we are going to give everybody a little bit of a coffee break before the next session. We have a really full day. Joseph and I will be back at 11 o'clock to talk about the top 10 resources that you can find on the Career Services website. And then I'll be back at the end of the day with David Kozak of UConnect to have a even fuller conversation about what Career Everywhere means and how we might implement it here at Penn. And we're going to give you, at that time, a little preview of the Career Champions website that Joseph and I are going to be launching very shortly. So I hope that you will enjoy us again. A great question in the chat I see already from Eric. Hello, Eric. Do we have a timeline for the Career Champions rollout? Yes, we do. So we are going to be formally launching this today in a very soft launch kind of way. We'll be having a website go live at the end of the conference. On that website will be a place where you can sign up to be a career champion and start getting our newsletter. And then later in the summer, we are going to launch the training portion of it. I think that we are looking to be more like the Duke example, sort of low touch, but have something. UConn, no real training, just what's on the website. Look at it, don't look at it. Miami, you have to go through all these trainings. I like Duke's kind of happy middle ground there. So we are going to have some sort of formal asynchronous training that you can go through, but we're hoping it's going to be sort of a one-time, low time commitment thing. And then our website, which is already very content rich and resource rich, the Career Champions Hub will get you right to those resources in a very quick way. In fact, the 10 resources that Joseph and I will be presenting on today are already highlighted for you on the website, and that'll be live at the end of the day. So we are looking to roll this out right away and really have something in place by the fall. And so we really do hope that you will all join us for that. I'm going to take a quick glance. I think we are good on questions. So I'm going to let everyone enjoy a quick 15-minute coffee break, and we'll see you at the next session. Have a great day. Enjoy the conference. Thank you for coming.